Well, hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Teschke, founder and CEO of Forge3. I'm excited to have you watching this. It's one of the in our series of spotlight videos where we bring on kind of cool companies in the insurance industry doing some neat stuff and just kind of make you aware of them. And that's kind of the idea with these quick webinars. This session happens to be with Canopy Connect. You might have heard of Canopy Connect. If you haven't, you're in the right place. You'll hear about them today. This isn't designed to be a full-blown demo on what we at Forge3 do or what Canopy Connect does. This is merely a FYI, here's what's going on in the industry. You might be interested in it. If so, here's who to contact, kind of a thing. I just want to make very clear that at Forge3, we don't have any kind of vested interest. So if you sign up for Canopy Connect, great. If you don't, that's okay too. From our standpoint, we don't make money or anything. We don't do that kind of business. We don't have that kind of model. So it's up to you. We just wanted to make you aware of Canopy Connect and a number of other solutions, cool solutions in the industry that we've done the last couple of weeks. And we have a number more scheduled in the upcoming months or so. So stay tuned for those. So as I mentioned, my name is Jeff Teschke, founder and CEO of Forge3. That's my wife and my two kids in a little airplane that I was flying around. I think it was last summer. So I'm a private pilot. I like to fly for fun. It's a true escape. I'll put my contact information up at the end as well. So if you have questions on this or anything that we talk about here or anything else, feel free to reach out to me. That's my direct email address, obviously, and my direct phone number. So fortunately, it's not just me on this one today. We have a few Canopy Connect guys, starting with Tolga. So Tolga, introduce yourself and please explain that picture there.
Yeah, hey everybody. I'm Tolga. I'm the founder and CEO at Canopy Connect. Thanks, Jeff, for having us join. Thanks, everybody, for being with us here today. Yeah, that's me. When was this? This was in, I think it was in probably like February 2019 or something, right around Valentine's Day. I went with my wife to Moorea. That's in French Polynesia. We got like some cheap flights from San Francisco, and so flew out there, spent a couple of days and flew back. It was amazing, and I can't wait to go back.
Awesome. I'm jealous. Looks like an awesome place to be. And hopefully now with COVID, maybe we're turning the corner on it. We can all start to travel again. Before we started the recording, Rob, you said you were actually going to be traveling back home, which is awesome, which is a perfect segue to Rob. So Rob's here.
Yeah, that's not my home, but yeah, this is me. Hey, Rob here, like the head of sales here for Canopy Connect, and super excited to be here. Excited also, Jeff, that you're organizing this. I think it's great for the industry. So I'm as you hear from my accent, I'm from the Netherlands originally, going there back there in 2 weeks. So super excited for that. The picture was taken in, this is in Komodo. This is a Komodo varana. Like it's one of the, it's actually the only like existing like dinosaur that's still out there on Earth. So it was really cool. Trip to Bali, end of 2019. Glad we went then because I think I wouldn't go back there for a while. But super excited to be here, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. And we have a surprise guest. So Tolga and Rob didn't let me know until a few minutes ago that Casey's going to join us. We don't have a fancy slide for Casey, but Casey Armstrong, say hello to everybody.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for letting me be here, and thank you for the introduction there, Jeff. I'm part of sales here at Canopy Connect, and I'll be doing any live demos for you guys in the future. If you want to see a little bit more in depth, then I'll be doing the little demo for you guys today. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Casey. Let's get into this thing. So as I mentioned, this is the Forge3 Spotlight Series. Very simple concept. I want to highlight some cool, innovative third-party solutions to help the independent agency channel. That's what this is all about. There are a lot of cool solutions out there. In the position where we're in, where Forge3 has the website platform, which I'll talk about very quickly in a few minutes, it's kind of like the hub is how I view it. And then we have a lot of solutions that are kind of spokes that can tap into what that website hub is. And Canopy Connect is one of them. There are obviously others with all kinds of different solutions, whether it's a chat solution. I think we're going to be doing another spotlight coming up with some different chat options. So there's a lot of different cool solutions out there, and that's what this is all about. It's an FYI. Here's some cool stuff going on that you might want to know about. So for those of you that don't know about Forge3, very quickly, we're known for ActiveAgency. Really proud. We just hit a milestone a few weeks ago. We crossed 1,000 active agencies using ActiveAgency. So 1,000 mostly in the United States. We have a number in Canada. We have some across the pond as well, overseas. And on average, an agency signs up every single calendar day, actually multiple every single calendar day at this point. Super proud of that. I'm more proud of our reputation in the industry. And you'll get a sense of that as we kind of go through this. So what I wanted to do is kind of shift gears here and just share my screen, share some tabs. And again, this is not a full-blown ActiveAgency demo. This is just kind of an FYI on what ActiveAgency is. It's a website platform. So I'll pull up some real examples. These just happen to be websites that launched the last couple of days, so very recently. And the first thing you'll notice is the design. We're known for this. It's not a cookie cutter templated kind of design. Every website that you go to that's running on ActiveAgency looks unique. I'll show you another one after this just so you can kind of compare and see the differences between them. Lead capture forms throughout the platform. There are a number of them throughout, simple quote forms, but contact us forms, a lot of client service center forms in there as well, which I'll talk about. You can see this particular agency specializes in these types of business. So whether it's personal lines, commercial lines, employee benefits, a mix of all of those, highlighting that stuff, putting it front and center. These are all clickable, obviously. So as a prospect, you know exactly where to go. You can see here all of the different types of services, lines of business that this particular agency does. And then, of course, links to learn more. All of this is built with SEO in mind. So everything is search engine optimized. It's built the right way. There's 200 plus pages of content that comes with it already, which is ready to go or can be customized. So very, very flexible platform. You can see credibility indicators. So testimonials like this, for example, which is pretty cool. This happens to be using Rocket Referrals, which is another cool third-party platform in the industry. You can see Facebook, Google reviews being highlighted because it's credibility indicator. It makes the people feel warm and fuzzy about doing business potentially with the agency. Benefits of being an independent agency are highlighted here. This is pretty cool. So this is something called Clickable Coverage. You might have seen this in the industry. So there are now 40 plus interactive graphics built into ActiveAgency. And this one happens to be restaurant because, as you saw before, this agency specializes in restaurant insurance. So you can click on these hotspots and you can see that it highlights what the risk would be. So if you're a restaurant owner, what are the different risks and what are the different solutions? So if I click on the little terminal here where you put the payment, the credit cards in, cyber liability, is that a concern? Well, sure, it's a concern. So how do you mitigate that? We know in the insurance industry, it's about having the right coverage in place. Clickable coverage, these interactive graphics help convey that in a very kind of friendly, non-insurance kind of a way. And what it does is it sets the context of the conversation. Instead of just focusing on how cheap can I get my premium, the conversation is on, well, okay, do I need that coverage? It sounds like I do. So let's talk about that. So very, very effective. We've seen time spent on pages. We did a study a little while back of 18,000 or so visitors to a web page. And the average time spent playing around on a page with clickable coverage like this was 6 minutes and 20 seconds, which is remarkable. Going down a little bit more, you can see the client service center built in as well. So report a claim, policy change, if you need a certificate, perhaps it's at 2 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. Well, it's easy. If you need a certificate, your client's going to go there and can request a certificate. So pretty easy stuff. And you may be surprised to know that a lot of insurance agency websites out there are really, really legacy. And they're not helping the agency at all. In fact, they're doing the opposite. So we want to make it easy for people to do business with you. And you can see another quote form here at the bottom. You might see these little panels here on the bottom left popping up. Those are called power panels. So a way to reinforce credibility, 5-star reviews, if there's a cool award that you might have won, if you're going to be closed for the holiday coming up, all of these different things can be featured. There's a notification bar at the bottom. You can see live chat integrated down here as well. So it's a comprehensive kind of solution called ActiveAgency. I'll pull up another example here. You can see it looks very different. Similar concept. So different agency, different part of the country. Of course, an agency in New York City is going to look very differently than an agency in Iowa somewhere that specializes in agriculture insurance. So that's what this is really all about. So it gives you a sense. You can see in this case, they're an Erie agency. So they really wanted to play that up. Again, you can see another clickable coverage graphic. This one is for home insurance. So pretty cool stuff. I want to show you a couple other really quick things. Again, this is just a high level on what ActiveAgency is if you're not aware. I'm going to go over to our demo site. This one looks a little bit more generic because F3 Agency does not exist. But what I want to show you is something called Hello Producer. So if I go in here, let's say I want to go to the auto insurance page. And again, all of these pages are designs for lead capture. So you can see here, very simple, all the content's there. There's clickable coverage right within the page. And again, I can explore this as I go through it. And at the bottom, you can see the quote form. So let's say that I'm working with a prospect. Let's say that you're a producer or even the principal of the agency, and you want to send this page to somebody. What you can do is put hashtag, I'll use my colleague Zach here. So hashtag Zach, that's what I would put up there. You can put that link in your email signature, by the way. You can put it on business cards. And notice when the prospect clicks on it, what happens here. So at the top right, you can see the generic information that used to be up there now says Zach's information. And down here at the bottom right, you'll also notice that little kind of card that pops up with Zach's contact information. So now, if I bounce around the site, I'll go to business insurance perhaps, you'll notice that Zach is hanging out with me the whole time. I can minimize it, but he's still there. I'm just one click away from that. So it reinforces that personal connection. And if I go and let's say I get a quote, this is the quote request form. Studies have shown that the fewer fields, the better. So the conversions are going to be higher, which is why it's short and simple. These can be tweaked and customized, but that's what we would suggest. So if you fill this out as a prospect, it comes into the agency and Zach's name is going to be attached to it because Zach's information is personalizing the site with that Hello Producer feature. So a lot of really cool things built into ActiveAgency. This is our Forge3 website. You can read all about that if you're curious about it. One other thing that I wanted to just call out, which is been very, very popular, especially the last year and a half, as you can imagine. Here's clickable coverage. Video proposals. So again, video proposals are built in to ActiveAgency. So you can have a producer, each producer can have their own logins to the system. They can fire up their webcam, just like we're doing here on the Zoom session, record their screen, and talk about proposals or talk about whatever. It doesn't have to be just for selling or just for proposals. It can be to explain a renewal process or maybe increased rates. Or if you're trying to compare two different solutions for somebody, you can record your screen, record your webcam. It creates a password protected page on your website. So it sends people back to your website, which is great from a credibility standpoint. And they can watch the video that you prepared for them. Total wow factor, very, very impressive. And it's all just integrated within ActiveAgency. So there's a lot of other things too. You can obviously go to the Forge3 website and play around with it. The pricing is also very simple. I'll bounce over here before I send it over to the Canopy Connect guys to show you Canopy Connect. It's $250 a month. There are no setup fees, no long-term contracts. It's simply month to month. And we're able to do that because our retention is ridiculously high. And you can click F3X difference up here and read why that is. So very, very proud of that, especially as we pass that 1,000 client milestone. So if you have any questions on that, again, I'll put my contact information up at the end of this. You can also click the schedule demo button. But what I wanted to do, guys, is turn it over to you. So who should I turn it over to, guys? Rob, Tolga, Casey, to show off a little bit.
Yeah, we have so many here. No, Tolga, you take it away.
Yeah, I'll kick it off here. So I'll just give a quick background about me and Canopy Connect, and then Casey will run you all through a live demo of our product. So basically Canopy Connect, what we do is we've built the easiest way and the fastest way to collect insurance information from your prospects. Quick background about me. So I'm Canadian. I come from an engineering background and a startups background. I was an early engineer at Dropbox. And prior to starting Canopy Connect, I actually built something similar in the credit industry that helped consumers connect their credit information so they could get access to credit cards and mortgages and other financial products that they otherwise couldn't get access to without sharing that information. And in early 2019, I learned through a random conversation with a friend's mom how difficult it was for insurance agents to get the information they needed to quote a prospect. So over dinner, a friend's mom was telling me she had opened her own independent agency, and she was typically able to save people money or get them better coverage, address some coverage gap that they have, or both. But for her, the challenge was just getting people's information, and she couldn't get people to fill out quote forms or answer questions over the phone. She described it like pulling teeth. And so she was telling me that what she was doing to get people's information was she was driving to her client's house. So Jeff, let's say you were her client. She would drive to your house and she would say, "Hey Jeff, what carrier are you with?" And let's say you're with Geico. So she'd say, "Okay, grab your laptop, log into your online, your geico.com online account." And she would show you how to download your declarations pages and, auto ID cards, like that, like the coverage information, VIN numbers, annual mileage, all the stuff that she needed to quote you. And she would have you, print them all out. And then she would take those printouts, get in her car, drive back to her office, type it all into the rater, spit out a quote, and then call you back and tell you how much she could save you. And so I realized that we could automate that. And in the same way that like literally millions of people are connecting their bank accounts today to apps like Robinhood and Venmo and TurboTax, QuickBooks, and so on, that we could actually connect insurance accounts too. And to Jeff's points earlier about having more form fields means less conversion. That's what we see too. And so we set out to design the easiest and fastest way with the least amount of form fields. And Casey will show you the flow here in our live demo, but it's literally just 2 inputs and the prospect is done. So I'll kick it off here to Casey to show you a demo of it. But that's kind of how we got started.
Awesome. Thanks, Tolga.
Thanks for the introduction. Sorry about that, Jeff. Thank you so much for your introduction there, Tolga. My name is Casey. I'm part of sales here at Canopy Connect. I'm going to run you through exactly how it's going to look for your prospect and then how that information is going to look on your side. So essentially, once you sign up for Canopy Connect, we create you a customized link that you can send out to your prospect via email, text message, Facebook, Instagram, and even on Twitter. We can even convert this link into a QR code, and I'll show you a little bit about that as well. We do that on our end easily for you for every single one of your 50 customizable links. Let me share my screen real quick with you guys so I can run you through that. Can everyone see my screen here?
Yep, looks good.
Fantastic. So at the top here, you're going to see this link. This is a link that you'll send out to your prospects. Here, you can easily customize it to whatever you would like. Same with the logo here, with your logo, your headshot, whatever you like. Same with the text here, and even import my insurance. So your prospect simply clicks on this link, and then clicks on import my insurance. Here, they click continue to give consent. Now they're automatically populated with 20 of the top carriers. But don't worry, if they don't see their carrier, they can easily type it into the search bar here. We are fully integrated with over 156 different insurance carriers. They then select their carrier. Here, they select yes, I have an online account. All they need to do is put in their username and password, hit submit, and that's it. Once they hit that submit button, we're already collecting all that documentation for you, from declaration pages, renewals, IDs, even claim information, everything with that carrier going back 7 years. Now let me show you how this information is going to look on your dashboard. You'll get an email notification letting you know that this information is ready for review, and then you simply go to your dashboard. Once you go to your dashboard, you simply go to activities here. Under activities, you're going to find all of your prospects. You simply click on a prospect to see a nice high-level overview of all the information. And you're going to get everything from personal lines, from auto, home, fire, motorcycle, RV, and life insurance. You're going to get everything here at your fingertips. You can simply click and see a nice overview, high level, from the VIN, year, make, model, the limits, deductible, premium, the effective date, what they're paying for that policy. Same with the home when you click on that. Any policies on here, it's going to show you everything you need. You're also going to be able to see the drivers listed out by name, date of birth, age, and driver's license. And we're going to get you all the documents that carrier has on them, from declaration pages, from renewals, auto IDs, everything. that carrier has on that prospect going back 7 years. So we're going to take that headache out of your life. Instead of you being an interrogator, asking those million questions, trying to figure out exactly what they're paying, what their coverages are, what their deductibles are, how many accidents they've had, everything. You're going to have it here at your fingertips. So then you can spend that time building rapport, showing them how you're going to save them money, how you're their friend. You're not their interrogator anymore. And it's only going to take your prospect 30 seconds. You're going to save them 30 minutes worth of questions. And we know sometimes that 30 minutes, that's a low ball. Sometimes it goes into weeks trying to catch up to a prospect to get their declaration pages. But we're going to have them all right here for you guys. Now, you can simply customize those links as well. If when you hit customize here, you're going to see all of your links here. You're going to have 50 customizable links. Very easy to customize. Just click on the pencil here, delete everything in the white box, and make it your own. You can put your name, your agency's name, even a referral partner's name, like a real estate agent, or even possibly, your producer's name, a loan officer's name. You can also change the logo just by hovering right above, clicking upload image. You can put in your image there, headshot there, whatever you like. Same with the title, button text, success message, company name, all easily customizable by hitting that pencil. You need more links? Easy. Go to the bottom page, click on generate link. Boom. Just like that, now you have a brand new link ready to customize here. Every time you make a customizable link, we also make you a customized QR code. And I'm sure everyone's familiar with those QR codes with the last year going into restaurants and not having a menu anymore. Instead, you have to pull out your cell phone. Guess what? You can now put these QR codes on the back of your business cards, put them on flyers, you can put them on mailers, sending them to cold mails with a simple quote saying, scan this QR code, get a quote on your home and auto in 30 seconds. And guess what? Everybody's got 30 seconds, not everybody's got 30 minutes for you. You can also embed these links on your website. Super easy to do. Go down to add to website here, select the link you'd like to use, hit generate snippet, select how you'd like that to look, hit next here, you just copy this code, and then guess what? You're going to send it over to your buddy Jeff because you're already set with him and he's already made you a nice little website. He's going to embed this button onto your website. I'm going to show you a little bit how that's going to look. So if we go to Jeff's website here, he has it set up as a get a quote. You simply just click on get a quote here. Brings you right to this nice little landing page. And then you just click on start now. And that will bring you to your Canopy Connect. We also have a new little format I'm going to show you that Jeff can set up on your website. No problem at all. Here at Red Rose. Red Rose has set up as import my insurance documents. Prospect simply clicks on that, brings up the little widget. And the best part about this, they can just click away from this widget and they're still on your website. Never takes them away from your website. Back to the dashboard here. I'm going to show you how the teams look like on your end. So this is where you're going to add all of your teammates, from your producers, anyone in the office. Because guess what? They're all free to add on here. It's no additional charge to have, if you got 10 producers, guess what? They're all going to have their own account and they have their own individual links. They're linked to them. To add them, super easy. Click on add an account here, just put their name, email address, their role in the agency, and select what links you would like to them to get email notifications about. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm going to turn this back over to Tolga and Rob to answer any questions from anything that you saw in here. And thank you guys so much for joining me.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks, Casey. That was great. Jeff, any questions from you?
I think there's some questions in the chat, and I'm sure that was going to be the case. I know that I see that you're chatting back with a few folks, so we can definitely tackle some of those. But that's right. I mean, that you can see the integration where, again, as I mentioned before, the website is kind of like the hub. I always see it, and you have all these different cool things that you can kind of attach to it and integrate with it. And this is a very simple integration potentially, where whether you want to do it to capture leads on the front end, or if you just want to use those links that Casey was showing you to send to prospects once you already have a conversation going with them as an easy way to collect their information. So it can be used, I think, in different ways. And we have mutual clients using it in various ways. And you saw a couple of examples of those. So Rob, I think there were a couple of questions. Do you want to tackle those from the chat?
Yes, yes. And I also noticed that we missed the most important part. Well, not the most important part, but what it's actually going to cost. So the Canopy Connect, same as actually Forge3, super transparent pricing. We have a free trial for 2 weeks, and then we have it's $99 a month after that, and that includes as many users, so like no matter the agency size, and as many links as you need. So it's $99 a month. It's a monthly contract, so really straightforward. I saw some people asking about which carriers we integrate with. Like right now, it's really all the main carriers. We go by national market share. But if you need the list, just email us at hello@usecanopy.com. We'll send you the list of all the 150 plus carriers. And I think Tolga, maybe you can talk a little bit about kind of I think two things: the integration, so like getting this data into a Radar and an AMS, and then also like kind of what the future holds, because we also got some questions about commercial lines already.
Yeah. So part of why we built this is recognizing that it's really hard to connect information between systems in the insurance industry. The whole reason why it's so painful for you to get the insurance information you need from your prospects is because they don't have easy access to their information. They don't know where to get what they need. That information is ultimately out there, and we've kind of connected that information in. And then from there, we're trying to push that information into the other platforms that you already use, and to just, ultimately just automate more of what you do to save you time. So we've tried to make it really easy to integrate on Forge3. So on our dashboard, you can copy and paste one of those snippets directly into your Forge3 site to have Canopy Connect up and running on your Forge3 site. And then from there, that gets Canopy Connect on your website, and the information starts, your prospect starts submitting on your website, and you start receiving information. And then from there, people start to ask, well, now that I'm getting this information, that's great, because I didn't, it wasn't easy to get this information before. And then from there, people are typically typing it into their Radar to get a quote. And so, as we continue to add more carrier integrations and improve our coverage, we're also working on adding integration so that we can connect the information into the other platforms that you already use. So we, for instance, we have an open API, so you can already connect us into anything else, but that requires some coding to do. So we built a Zapier integration so that you don't even need to write any code to connect Canopy Connect into platforms like Agency Zoom, Better Agency, Ring Central, like a bunch of CRMs, anything that's on Zapier. And you can check out our integrations page to see the full list there. But we're integrated with everything on Zapier, and we're also building native integrations into other Radars like Hawksoft and a few others. So if you're curious about your particular Radar and you're not seeing it on the integrations page, just reach out and we'll let you know what the status of that integration is. But we're probably already working on it. And then I'm talking a little bit about the future. We're continuing to add carrier coverage. So there's hundreds and hundreds of carriers in the United States just on the personal line side alone. So we're continuing to add to our list of carriers. We already support over 150. I think we're at 158 or so now. But we're continuing to add carrier coverage there on the personal line side. And then as we kind of go into the second half of the year, we're going to start to also add support for commercial lines. We are kind of like sneakily adding support for it under the hood a little bit. So you might see some commercial lines information pop up here and there, but it's like we're going to add sort of more full support for it in the second half of the year. So definitely look out for more updates for us on that if you're focused on commercial lines. If you do any personal lines at all of any like significance, definitely check us out because we're already probably a fit for you. And we'd love to show you a demo and do a personalized walkthrough of the product with you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think that's a big thing. Yeah. So sorry guys, before I forget and before people hop off, can I Jeff, can I just share my screen really quick here?
Sure. Yeah, go Good, Rob.
Yeah, I'll share you guys the promo that I talked about in chat just to make sure that if people need to hop off,
Special
they
promo.
know.
Like it. All right.
Yeah, just for people that come here.
deal.
Like, again, we're happy to always do one-on-one demos with everyone, or we also do onboarding calls. So Casey and I are always happy to hop on and talk about some best practices. So we have the free trial, so you guys can already get started with that. And then just email us at hello@usecanopy.com to schedule. Then we'll schedule the onboarding call. And also to apply the discount. So we have the first 2 months off, like 50% off for the first 2 months, basically. So the first 2 months will be $49 a month, and then $99 a month after that. So I wanted to make sure that people see that. Just go ahead and sign up for the free trial, email us, and we can apply the discount and get you scheduled for an onboarding call. If there's any questions or you guys want to do a demo with the team, we'll do that as well. You can book it on the website, usecanopy.com, or just email us there as well, and we'll set that up. So I wanted to make sure that we have that covered. And then there were a couple more in-depth questions about the product. So if everybody's okay, we can just show you guys a couple minutes, like a bit more in-depth how this works, because there's some questions around how this works. Jeff, you think we can squeeze that in, or do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think that's fine. We are recording this, so I know I want to be aware of everyone's time that's watching this live, obviously. But you can watch. If you have to jump off, that's totally fine. At the end, I will put up some slides with our contact information, so that you can contact us directly. But yeah, why don't we take another minute or two, Rob, if you want, and go through some of those questions in there.
Yeah, let me just pull up my my screen here.
Somebody asked. I realized I forgot to answer. Somebody asked if we bridge over to Easy Links. Yes, we do. We do bridge over to Easy Links. Probably the best way to move forward with that is just schedule a demo call with us, and we can show you how that works. But yes,
exactly. And Tolga's always happy to help with those integrations, and we have.
I'll get on a call with you and actually show you how to connect it myself as well. Because we're always looking for, like ways that we can polish that and make that better. So I actually just get on with any customer that wants to connect it into something, and then make sure that they're that they're set up. And if there's anything we need to tweak, we do that as well. Christine asked as well, what if the prospect does not have an online account? So Rob, do you want to sort of show?
So there were a couple questions here around it. So like, yes, like people need an online account for this to work, right? What we see is that right now, within the flow, as you can see here, like you have the top carriers here, like Casey was showing. Let's say they are with USAA. Then this step will allow them to directly create an online account, right? But if they don't have one, what we see is that on this screen, like over 99% of people select yes. So like and that's obviously we're also learning, but I think right now we have enough data to show that like most people that are using Canopy Connect are probably already shopping, right? So they're already probably looking around, and they've probably already created an online account. That's probably what explains that number. But most people will have it. If they don't, totally not an issue. They can just click on no create an account, and that directly will route them to the USAA page where they can create that online account. So super easy. They'll just probably have to fill in their policy number, some personal details, and they can create that account. Then once they do that, then they set a password, they go back to Canopy Connect and they fill it out here, and we can still perform the same action, right, and get those deck pages for them. So the only thing they need to do is create that account really quick, and then give us the valid credentials so that we can do basically the work for them, and get their deck pages your way. And then once that's done, they create that. There were some questions about like driver license, date of birth. We also actually allow the prospect to confirm that. So like in this case, once they click finish, they can actually directly put in like a driver license and the date of birth if there's any data missing, or if they, for example, want to add a driver to the policy. So they can easily do that here. So make sure that you that you use that as well. And then the last question that was also asked, like, what if they have multiple carriers? Directly, once they're done, they click on import another carrier, and they can go ahead and fill this out. And like I was saying, like it's $99 a month, and that includes practically unlimited data pools for you guys. So you guys can just have the prospect go multiple times through this flow if they have multiple carriers. So I think that those were like the three main questions there. Tolga, anything I'm missing there?
No, I think that's I think that
Yeah.
I actually thought you kind of answered the main things I was going to cover anyway. That's perfect. And I think I also wanted to mention, I think like one other thing that we believe that we've seen is an uptick in accounts being created, like especially in 2020 and like with COVID. People are kind of forced to do things online, even if they don't want to, in a lot of cases. So it's actually pushed a lot of these things forward. So we see, a much better conversion through Canopy Connect than what, you typically see on like a quote form or something. And I also wanted to mention that the average prospect that comes through here is coming through with over 2 lines of insurance information. So not just like, we're not just talking about an auto quote or a home quote, but we're talking about a bundle on average. So you'll have what they're paying, what they're getting on more than 2 policies on average per prospect submitted. So there's a lot of deals to be won there. So what you can expect is, a higher conversion of those prospects, higher average deal size, and then just, a faster process, which, causes what our customers tell us is that, their prospects in turn are like, wow, this is really easy. And that's the experience that, we're trying to ultimately help agencies have a best in class experience and kind of just be the infrastructure powering that underneath. So yeah.
It's very cool stuff, guys. And I think, obviously, I think you can see the potential advantage of that. Either, again, like I was saying, if you look at just bounce back here to a very quick example, the quote form, like you saw in the previous example, it could be integrated here. So if it's a fresh prospect coming to the website, it could capture them right there. Or it could be on a different page. It could even be under the client center, where it's used more as like the producer, for example, reaching out to the new prospect saying, by the way, I'm going to send you a link, use that link. I'm going to capture all your information that way. And it makes it easy on you. It makes it easy on us. It streamlines the process. And ultimately, that's a good experience that I think you're creating for the end client, which is impressive. And that's, I think, what this is all about. The first impression oftentimes starts with the website, the look and feel and all of that. But then also it's all of the different pieces of the website, of the technology that the agency is using, whether it's connected to the website or not. That's what creates the experience. It's all these little touch points and streamlining things and making people say, wow, I wasn't expecting that. If you send them a video proposal, they're probably not expecting that. If you use a tool like Canopy Connect, they're probably not expecting that. And that's a good thing overall, I think, for the industry. So you might have seen Use Canopy is the website address. So usecanopy.com. And there's, I'm sure, a bunch of options there to reach out to the guys. Forge3.com. I know a lot of folks on here already know about Forge3. Most of you are clients. Thank you for being one of the 1,000 clients. That's awesome. Here's Tolga's contact information. You can see there's Tolga's email address and phone number. And then here is Rob's as well. Rob's information. And Casey, they'll have to track you down 007 style to figure out how to get in contact with you. Here's my information. Feel free to reach out to me if you have questions on this or anything else about any of this, whether it's related to Canopy Connect, Forge3, something else in the industry. I love to talk about this stuff. I've been in the insurance industry basically my entire career. So love to do it. And if you're an existing client of ours, of Forge3, if you're using ActiveAgency already, a lot of you are, if you're curious about how to make this work with your website, how to integrate it, here's our client experience team. As you know, they're awesome. So team@forge3.com is the best way to get a hold of them. You can also call the phone number. You can chat on the website. There's all kinds of ways, as you know, to get a hold of us. But we're happy to chat through that, and they're well-versed in how to make all this stuff work together. So guys, thank you for joining me on this Spotlight series. I like these. We've only done a couple of these so far. And I just like the idea of, kind of getting cool concepts out there and getting people exposed to some of the stuff that's possible these days. I think that's half the battle, is making people aware that, there's some stuff out there that's kind of neat and you may want to kind of check it out. So hopefully this accomplished that mission. And I appreciate you guys. So thanks, Casey, Rob, Tolga. It's good seeing you guys on here.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. So Guys, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Again, if you have questions, you can reach out to that email address or any of the other ones. Happy to connect with you. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. And thanks, guys, again. Appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.